attendees.
Yes, sir. So we are live now. So good evening, everyone. I am Anubhav Sabath from Institute Wellness Group. Welcome everyone to the 7th day of Mindfulness, the Journey to Greatness. Without further ado, I would like to invite Professor Saamdu Chetri to begin the session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Anubhav. Thank you, students that are with us this day, the 7th day, August 16, 2020. Please find comfortable position and watch your breath. Take deep breath in and out. And try to see your three parts of your body, the whole body. How do you feel? Your heart, how are you feeling? Your head, how are you feeling? Just try and bring those recognition and just keep watching to your breath. Oh, Abhinav, you'll have to make me a co-host. Hello?
Yes, sir, I have made you the co-host. Yeah. Yes, sir, I have made you the co-host.
Okay, friends, welcome to the day 7. My gratitude and love for all of you who are attending and who are not attending. Let's try and run through this. Today, the session will be a little shorter than I think every day. Okay, I thought I will stop reminding you, but then I realized that it's very important to really push you to make your own calendar so that you can discipline yourself. So again, reminding you, when you get up in the bed in the morning, pull up yourself to the bed in a sitting posture, send your gratitude to the universe that you have 24 hours in front of you. Think about your parents, say thank you to them. Think about your friends, say thank you to them and others as well. Then reflect on what you did yesterday and try to see how you can do it better today. So reflect today and see. Then put a resolve for the day, a self-affirmation, something that you'd like to be, a resolve. And then, of course, do 6 minutes of mindful breathing. Just listen to your breathing in and out. And if you have problem of concentrating, of course, it's a problem in the beginning for every one of us, but it's a practice. If you constantly do, even otherwise, as you are listening to me, part of your mind, you can also put it in your breathing in and breathing out. Just focus yourself. And if you have problems in just mindful breathing, then you can put a word, breathing in, I feel calm, breathing out, I feel composed or free or happy. Some kind of verse that you can use, words that mean a good thing for you and for your system. And then, of course, you get out of your bed and then you look around, rehearse your self-affirmation. You do your 30 minutes of exercise, then you take bath, a mindful bath, like feeling the water flow your body, how it feels, how it nourishes your every cell in the body. When you apply soap, how slippery and where your hands moving. So when you are focusing, being aware about the movements of everything that's happening with you, then you are mindful. Then of course you join for your family prayer or meditation together, have tea, also mindful drinking, try to think about the sugarcane factories, the tea gardeners, the people who have prepared the milk, tea for you, and if you have milk, then think about the cows grazing in the fields, thanking everybody in the process for a cup of tea, and try to see the clouds in the tea because it's water, rain. Then you have your breakfast, again have mindful eating. Start your normal 8 hours work. Be very mindful on becoming deep listeners and speaking of loving words, loving kindness. And then try and find in between some time, 20 minutes to read your book and 10 minutes at least to listen to uplifting music, some beautiful one that would uplift you. Okay? Then you go for dinner. Of course, in between you can have other works that you want to do. Go for dinner. Then, of course, a meditation with the family. You must do the sharing out of your heart, whatever is in the heart, without judgment, without analysis, without any kind of evaluation. You need to just listen to one another, and that's it. No comments. And then you do a sharing, a noble silence after that. Then you go to bed, scan your body before you fall asleep. Now, these practices, if you do every day, it's going to build you up to be a very mindful human being. And somebody yesterday asked the question, would mindfulness help us to concentrate or something like that, he said. And I think mindfulness is actually the only way for us to go to the greatness, wherever we are, whether as students, as teachers, as employees working in big firms. All mindful people rise very, very high in life because their capacity of the brain remains unutilized. As mindfulness begins, it opens up to everything that you can really learn and bring forward your own life to a greater heights. So today's intention, let me remind you, we make intentions so that we pay attention to it. The whole idea of having intentions setting is that we pay attention to it. Okay? So today's intention, and until we meet tomorrow, please try to keep this intention. Today and every day, I'll nurture to be pure and glorious. So in all my form, my beliefs, my systems, my thoughts, I'll try to be pure. And with this pureness, of course, I'll glorify myself. Because as I told you with the quantum physics, when you are pure, when you become a pure human being, in your mind, in your senses, what does it mean? You become kind, you become generous, you become a very beautiful speaker, loving speaker. Everyone likes to listen to you. This kind of things, being very kind to one another, listening deeply, all this would purify you to a greater extent. Love that you share with others, the acceptance that you have, the willingness for others, and of course the reasoning, power of reasoning. All these are going to take you to the next level of our lives. Okay. All right. So let's start our journey today. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. This is a Sanskrit Indian word that says the entire world is my family. So everybody is same. Like if you remember the second day, we proved that we are same. Our form is the same. Whatever it is, our form is the same, whether it's human A or human Z. All our form is the same. So if all our form is the same, we have 72% water, 12% of the form is from the food that has nourished us, 16% is the wind and the heat in our body, and the 5 senses. What is difference in us? Nothing. 100% of the outer elements are in us. So we need to learn to be the member of the global family. So that everybody, whether despite caste, creed, culture, religion, we are all same in form. So the Four Noble Truths that Buddha talked about is that as long as the earth exists, sufferings in human beings will follow like a shadow. Now see, the sufferings that we talk about can be very different. Your sufferings, my sufferings is totally different, but we all suffer from something. The teacher, professor sufferings is different. Maybe father's sufferings is different as opposed to mother's sufferings. So all of us, whether it's a beggar on the street or a king on the throne, we all suffer. Okay, sufferings exist in its form like a shadow and follows us wherever we go. And this is the absolute truth for all of us. Now, sufferings can be of various types. If you look into the kind of sufferings, sickness, becoming stress, suffering from depression and all that, sufferings, physical sufferings, if you can remember, probably unless you are chronic in your physicality, otherwise the sufferings that we have physically is very, very little as compared to our sufferings of the mind. All our sufferings actually rest in our mind. And if we can work with our mind, our sufferings also can be eliminated quite easily. So even the earth itself is impermanent. Of course, it will take billions of years before it can dry away or vanish from this universe, but probably that's also impermanent. So everything that we move around with, our sufferings, whether it's physical or mental, they all will pass because they exist and vanish. It's a question of time and mind. When your mind is aligned to something, focusing, you're going to free yourself completely. Okay? Then, of course, the cause for sufferings, there is a cause for suffering. So why are we suffering? And he felt that when we have tied ourselves with material things of our life, which are very momentary, they bring us sufferings. Now, if you think about sufferings that connects with us, maybe as students, questions that have been asked is more the emotional and social sufferings that we suffer from mostly. It's nothing to, it's very little mental sufferings that has arisen in our discussion, but it is mainly emotional and social sufferings that we all have. Now there is a cause of these sufferings, whether it's emotional or it's social. Social meaning your family, within your family, your brothers, your sisters, your parents, you always come into conflict. And we already understood why this conflict arises, because we don't listen with one another. It's as simple as that. We don't listen properly with one another, to one another, and we do not understand one another. And then we begin to suffer our lives, suffer quite badly. And it can become those emotional things, those social sufferings can translate into mental sufferings as well. And once you are hit with the mental sufferings, then the sufferings can also extend to physicality. You can also have physical sufferings as well. So what is the way then out of these sufferings? Now, most of the sufferings in different ages, we have different sufferings again. Now, as a youth working, from 25 years until 35 years of 38 years, probably the struggle of sufferings is how to rise higher in the hierarchy, and how to get more money, how to have more material things at home. And every time you achieve something, that happiness vanishes. That sufferance continues because that part is over, but it asks for more. Today you might have an iPhone 10 or something. Tomorrow, when it comes to next level, you'll want that. And this becomes obsolete, you see. So there is sufferance again. You have to work towards trying to find more of getting more material things in life. Okay. So what is the way out? There is a way out, and the way out is probably will not be talking in detail, but here let me mention we have a way out, and once that way is found, then of course there is the cessation of our sufferings, and this way is actually we have to be awakened. We have to keep ourselves focused, whether we get the glimpse of happiness or we get the sufferings comes our way. We need to go always in the mid path, and this path we can go by wisdom, which is a right thought, pure thought, right understanding. These two form into wisdom, and if we practice these two in wisdom, that would be the first one. The next one is moral. If we try to understand my needs, the food that I eat, am I throwing in my plate even one small piece? You know, what is the harm I'm bringing to the earth planet by throwing more? Throwing meaning you are destroying the planet. Okay, so what is the right livelihood in the moral? What is right for me? No meat, no dairy. I talked already yesterday or day before about it. We have to stop this because we bring sufferings by doing this. First to the planet Earth, because 80% of our arable land is used for dairy and meat industries. So if we give up this, then we'll have more organic food that can be produced for our benefit, because protein is better in non-meat, non-dairy products, because these dairy and meat products actually make our cells cancerous and also bring diabetics in us. It has been proven by many research. You can Google and look at it. Especially go to California University, the science department, the School of Science. They have done a research on aging. You'll find everything there. So big research has been done on this, and they've proven how it can be shifted from diabetic to non-diabetic, cancerous to non-cancerous. Within 12 days of time, we're just changing food habits, everything changes in our institution of our body. Okay, so right livelihood. Then, of course, right speech. See, even here in the moral comes the right speech. Am I speaking well? Is this the language that they would like to hear, like I would like to hear? So language becomes very prominent here. Third one is your actions. Whatever action you do, you're going to bring complications for yourself and others. But if your actions are right, meaningful, they're going to be helpful for you and for others as well. So we need to think in this form. Then, of course, these are three pillars of moral. Then you have come to the character. You have three pillars. And there, what we are practicing, one of it is mindfulness. Mindfulness is one. Second is concentration, to learn how to concentrate. This comes through the meditation. And the third one is your efforts. You have to put right efforts. And if you can master these three areas, wisdom, moral, and character, then you'll master yourself. You'll rise high, way above everybody else in life. So once we have found this path, and if we begin to practice, we will break all the problems and we'll get into, we'll arise into cessation of the problems and we'll be free from all kinds of problems. Okay, so number one, there is sufferings, there is cause of sufferings, and there is a way out of sufferings. And when you walk the path of the way out of sufferings, suffering ceases out of you. There's no sufferings anymore in you. Okay? And this principle, four principles can be applied anytime in our life. Anytime you're unhappy, say, okay, why am I unhappy? What is the cause? You see, this is a sufferance. What is the cause? Then you will have to ask questions. You will come to a conclusion and you will find, oh, it's because of this. I need to do this. So you are out of the sufferings once you find your journey. Let's discuss a little bit about self or no self, because I think this is important here. So, like we talked 2 days in the second day about the form. How are we built? That's the form. Okay, 72% water, 16% air and heat in our body, 12% is our body mass out of the food, earth. So Bhumi is our form. We don't know about our connections with the planet. Quantum physics tries to connect us to the entire, out of the planet, to the universe. And I think when you try to see the patterns, you realize that you are actually connected with the entire universe. How the universe functions is also functions in our body. The whole universe is in us. So that's one part. Is self the form, or is it no self? I'm just leaving you with these questions. Okay, I have no answers for you now. But if we discuss, probably we'll come to an answer. Feelings. There are two types of feelings. One is by touch. One, you have a deeper feeling, a feeling from the subconscious that arises to us. So which also we call emotion. Feelings are basically touching, and this feeling, which is emotion that arises from subconscious without realizing, it just comes. It just happens. Your brains don't work there. It just happens. So so is feelings then the self, or is it no self? What is it? We're trying to find ourselves. Where are we in this? Mental formations, the perceptions, in fact. We talked about this already, at least the vision part. We talked with the tree example for a farmer, for a woodcutter, for a carpenter. So our mental formations are actually built out of perception. So the mental formation that we carry, who we are, is based on the perceptions that we carry. And the perception givers are our vision. What we hear, often we break into fights without even trying to find out what is the truth. Because out of hearing, we begin to suffer, we form our perceptions. We see, if you're shown some kind of a picture here, that you see a picture, I'm sure you'll have some formation of your mind. You'll say, oh, what is this picture? Oh, this looks like this. For somebody, it might look different. So you can build already a perception just out of this. Someone might say, oh, this is from a Buddhist monastery or something. So perceptions can be built just by looking at the picture. Sometimes we see a picture of a person and say, oh God, he must be a terrible guy. You see? And then if we meet in reality, we will try to avoid it because that is the perception we have brought in our minds. So we often have this problem with our visions. We can always go wrong because perceptions can never be true. It's not always true, but it can sometimes be true. But try to always kind of deduct to come to the truth. Hearing is another thing. Often the rumors that go around is through hearing. And through hearing, we get into a lot of problems. Like now, what you hear on the television, what you read on the newspaper, what friends send you messages saying, oh, this has happened, that has happened, that has happened. And we build a lot of perceptions. We do not see the light anymore. We feel we are in the tunnel because we feel that this COVID, this pandemic is not going to go over. Now, these perceptions are from hearing that we build. We build a vision in our mind, a perception, a formation in our mind. Taste also gives you perception. And then you can decide whether it's good or bad. Maybe a bad taste might be high, and you might decide, oh, this bad, it tastes bad, it's probably not good for our health. Probably that's the best food for your health. I know some of the fruits are so smelly in Indonesia, especially, but people love it, and it has so much rich values. But I couldn't stand that fruit. I couldn't even go near it. It smells so horrible. I can't even describe that. So we build a lot of mental formation out of our perceptions, and this mental formation builds who we are in reality. The way we do, do, the way we perform, the way we are, is our mental formations. So these mental formations come from our visions, from our senses, the five senses. Feeling I'm separated because it has a second component, but it all comes from there. So are we the mental formation then? Then of course comes the consciousness. Conscience is right or wrong. Consciousness is much higher. It's about your inner self, your inner qualities, your inner motivations, your inner awareness. That's consciousness. That's much higher. So what are we if we look at this form where you see your teacher sitting here and talking to you? What would you assign him? Am I a self or no self? In other words, who am I really? Can I call I? Is this right? Is this I, this flesh I? Or is my feeling I? Or is my consciousness I? Or is my mental formation I? Or is that my whole form as I? So we need to struggle to find self and no self. Where are we in this journey? Anyway, friends, I think I'll leave you there and we'll get into a nice meditation today. Lotus purity meditation. So let's get going. All right, please sit comfortably, find a place as you listen to the bell. As you listen to the bell, sit comfortably with your eyes dropped or closed, your back straight, chin slightly tucked in without any stress on your neck, legs grounded, tongue lightly touching the upper palate, teeth not biting, lips closed, shoulders relaxed completely, and you watch your breath in and out. Feel the energy entering from the center of your palms if you have them open upwards. Let us take 3 deep breaths in and out. We will take a sequence of 4 seconds to breathe in, hold it for 3 seconds, breathe out in 5 seconds, hold it for 3 seconds and follow that cycle, okay? So 3, 2, 1, go. Take a deep breath in. Again. Again, last one. Please feel calm and relaxed and take your awareness to your feet. Feel the soles, wriggle your toes. Feel the ankles, calf muscles, thighs, and ask the entire 2 legs to soften and relax. Thank them for carrying you to the places of your love and need since you started to walk on them. Straighten your lower back gently and your upper back and relax your shoulders while you put your attention to your center of your palms, feeling the energy enter through your palms. Feel the hands on your lap and ask them to soften and relax. Thank them for enabling you to carry, touch, feel, give, receive, embrace, right, and so on. Move your awareness to your neck, gently move to find right position for it and relax the neck. Move your tongue in the mouth and slide your jaws left to right and feel them relaxed. Take your thoughts and focus to your head and see if the mind is judging or distracted. Pause a little, recognize what it is doing, and realize by asking the mind to be still, clear, calm, and peaceful. Now take your awareness to your head, to your heart, and see what the heart is doing. Pause, recognize it. See if the heart is agitated. Any negative feelings, be aware and realize it. And just let it go and relax. Arise love and peace that has no boundary, expectations, but is pure, humble, and profound. Please bring your body, mind, and speech in perfect oneness and imagine your loved ones. Send your heart along, wishing them acceptance, truth, love, joy, and peace. May they be awakened from forgetfulness and transcend the path of worry and anxiety, sorrow or unwholesome memories. Breathe in and say, I feel fresh and rejuvenated. Breathe out, say, I feel complete in peace in me. So breathing in, I feel fresh and rejuvenated. Breathing out, I feel completely in peace. Imagine a lotus seed growing deep under the earth, like you as a seed growing in mother's womb. The seed is not aware of how it will develop. The nourishment of the Mother Earth gives adequate minerals and light to erupt. In comparison, you grow with prayers and love and wishes of your mother and father. Both of you are beautiful when you're born into the world. Both you and the lotus become the love of everyone around. No one then realizes the struggle taken to erupt or born to this world. What is appreciable in both cases is the wish to be born. However, as life has to go on, the present becomes more important than the past. Slowly, the nourishment of the atmosphere now takes a toll on the lotus and the baby. It is no more under the control of nourishing underneath of earth or loving womb of the mother. The lotus is lucky. It is grown in the deep waters as its support column. The water as its support column. And you have learned highly ethical values to shape your life. Both of you now mature to full bloom. There is much attraction towards both of you. In essence, you realize that both of you constitute the same elements of the planet Earth. Your perception now changes to understand the deeper meaning of existence. You begin to now look and learn from the lotus. Every day, hundreds of people come to watch the lotus, and you too go there. It is so beautiful. The lotus seems to lovingly float on the water as the sun begins to peep on it. Just attending at it, it brings joy and peace to yourself. It nourishes every core of you. This morning, you see its petal holding a few drops of dews. They look crystal clear. They are shining in the morning rays of the sun, bringing glitter to themselves and a feeling of awe to you and everyone who's looking at it. Sitting there by the pool, you start to observe it. The dew is so integrated and pure. The dew looks alive, as if wanting to talk to you. Breathing in, you feel pure, like the morning dew, integrated and bright. Breathing out, you feel pure and glorious. You realize that this lotus does not speak, but can bring so much change in love, peace to others. Then you as a human being should be able to do more. You realized everything rests on perception, and you decided to remind yourself always. Breathing in, I smile, and breathing out, I'm happy. Breathing in, I am calm, and breathing out, I am composed. Breathing in, I feel joyful, and breathing out, I feel loved. Breathing in, I feel peaceful, and breathing out, I feel wonderful. Breathing in, I feel home in myself, and breathing out, I become my own light. Gently bring back your awareness to your body. Take a few deep and slow breaths. Open your eyes halfway. Rub your hands. Massage your legs. And when you are ready, you can completely open your eyes, filled with love and compassion. Okay, friends, here is my wish for you again. May you all be happy and well. May you all be free from fear and danger. May you bring happiness to the lives you touch. May you bring unconditional love to others and be loved always. So let's sing our happiness song. 3, 2, 1, go. Happiness is here and now. I have dropped my worries. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. And I'm not in a hurry. Happiness is here and now. I have dropped my worries. Somewhere to go, something to do. But I'm not in a hurry. May all the auspiciousness come to you, my blessings and love to all my friends who attended today and who did not attend today. Thank you and Tashidene.
Thank you, sir. It was a wonderful session.
Thank you, Anubhav.
Don't seem to have any questions from our viewers. So we can end early if you want.
Thank you so much. I know, you may have a lot of questions, but maybe you are hesitant to ask. Please do not hesitate, because any question is not a stupid question. And if you think it is very personal, you can always take my number. You can call me anytime, okay? Except after 8:30 in the evening till 4 o'clock in the morning. That's the only time I will not take phone, because I'll be sleeping and doing my morning thing. But after 4 in the morning, I'll be there to answer you guys. So all the best. Love you all. Take care and see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thank
viewers.
you, Anubhav.
You can also post your questions in the feedback form shared to you. So, thank you, everyone. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Anubhav. Thank you so much.